y'all. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. And yeah, we are getting into another weekly roundup of stories. Now, I did just drop a new video probably a couple hours ago. So if you haven't gotten a chance to check that video out, please do so after this one. They don't have to go together, but please make sure you do go out and check that out and give me your thoughts and, go ahead and leave me a like too. I'd appreciate that. But yeah, welcome back. Again, like I said, we are doing the weekly roundup of stories. And usually what this is just a bunch of stories that I maybe come across last week that I didn't get a chance to talk about, that I did want to chat about, that I wanted to get your opinions and your thoughts about as well. And I just wanted to go ahead and wrap them up together. And it just happens to be that this one is going to be pretty much a 90 days version of that, because there's a lot going on in that field of storylines if you do watch the franchise. I actually used to watch the franchise quite regularly, and I would not miss a Sunday. It's been a little lackluster for me, I ain't gonna lie, for quite some time. I was kind of just getting into the last resort ones, and kind of just seeing how this goes for me as far as my interest level. But there are still some couples from the show that I do like to follow, as far as just learning about what's going on from the next point on. So this is basically a wrap up of some of those stories. So we're going to be talking about Anny and Robert, who is a very much a fan favorite couple, I believe. And they're just really cute, really a lovable couple. And we're really looking for just some happiness with them. They are just so fun. I really enjoyed watching them during the times that they were on the show. They also do Pillow Talk on occasion. So if you have watched Pillow Talk, then you probably would have seen them on there as well. So they're really a good time, both of them. We're also going to be talking about Liz and Ed, another controversial couple. And there's many of them, but their coupling is just quite interesting because it really does embody so many things that you really want to run from when it comes to relationships like theirs. So we're going to dive into seeing what's going on with the latest with both of them. And then lastly, we got to round it up with the most the most controversial couple of, I think, the entire franchise of 90 Days, no matter what element that you are watching. And it's going to be Michael and Angela, because there's more going on with them that's being reported as well. So of course I have had some videos in which I had shared a little bit about some of the struggles that was going on. And so if you haven't gotten a chance to get into watching any one of those videos, I hope that you will definitely check the platform and find that one out, because let me tell you, there is a lot going on with that couple. I think that their relationship's always got something going on. But that being said, let's go ahead and hit the first one, and that is going to be Anny and Robert. So now, according to Newsbreak and Entertainment Tonight, the 90 Day Fiance's Anny is pregnant. She and Robert are expecting another baby together, and so they went ahead and did an exclusive story about it. So let's go ahead and get into that. Oh, aren't they just a lovely couple? The 90 Day Fiance family is expanding. ET can exclusively confirm that fan favorites Anny, Francisco, and Robert Springs are expecting another child together. We are happy to share with you the expectation of our baby, the couple shares in a statement to ET. We are grateful to God. The couple did not confirm the sex of their baby. However, their new bundle of joy is set to make their debut in November, just in time for holiday season, right? And Anny showed off her baby bump in all pink ensemble as Robert affectionately stands behind her and makes a heart over her tummy while planting a kiss on her cheek. Anny and Robert already had shared a daughter, 3-year-old Brenda, and Robert is also the father of 5 children whom he welcomed in previous relationships. The news of the pair's upcoming baby comes 2 years after the tragic passing of their son, 7-month-old son, Adriel. And shortly after sharing the news, Anny had shared a picture of her baby boy hours before his passing as he was set to head into surgery. Neither Anny nor Robert have shared additional details. And that was a very, very just sad situation when that was shared with us. And so our hearts continue to go out with the family during that particular loss. And we're just so happy for the blessing that is their new bundle of joy that they will be seeing and expecting in November. So we're really happy for them. Apparently, of course, and all of the love of that, Annie in May had shared as she was soaking up the sun in one of her pics on Instagram for Mother's Day. She had captioned the post there: "Happy Mother Day to all strong queens who take care and give love to their kids. You are the queens. Enjoy your day girls." She captioned in the photo of her lounging, of course, in her black bathing suit and stylish sunglasses, because we all know about Annie. She likes to be stylish. Annie and Robert's journey was captured during season 7 of 90 Day Fiance. Robert proposed to Annie within 8 hours of meeting her for the first time when he traveled to the Dominican Republic on a cruise. Since then, the couple have become regulars on 90 Day Fiance, Pillow Talk, and offering their funny commentary and hot takes on all other couples in the 90 Day universe. And so we love to see it because they are really kind of like, to me, one of the pioneers of that particular show. And I watch it for them because I think they're hilarious. They just are a funny couple. And they kind of give it back to each other every now and again. And it's just fun to see the banter between them. So yeah, I'm happy for them. I think you guys probably would be too, right? So go ahead and leave those well wishes in the comment sections for them. We are wishing definitely a safe labor and a continued pregnancy for Annie, and just all of the love and blessings and wishes to them. Really, really happy for them and happy that this is their reality. So now we are going to move on to ScreenRant.com's depiction of 90 Days Liz and Ed, because don't you want to know what's going on with them? Oh my goodness, talk about a roller coaster of a relationship, of all the red flags that you should never was by. They are a couple that I just honestly don't understand why they were together. They seem like they would probably lovely people on their own or with others, but they just did not work together, not work well at all. So it looks like in recent, I guess, weeks, maybe even months, I'm not sure when they finished taping this particular episode, but it appears that Liz and Ed are kaputs, which is a good thing, and I hope it is forever, because Liz looks to be very happy with her new beau in tow. We'll talk about that a little bit here in this sharing. I don't know what Ed's doing, but hopefully he'll find his person somewhere. But I definitely would say watch out for those red flags. He may even say that to himself, for himself, about himself, if he was honest. But it looks like Liz is happy at this moment, and I do hope that that continues for her. So let's get into this. Again, ScreenRant.com is sharing that the 90 Day Fiance, the real reason Liz Woods kept going back to Big Ed Brown, that is. 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After star Liz Woods has finally revealed the real reason she stayed with Big Ed Brown despite all their problems. Big Ed tends to date younger women and sabotages his relationships when things don't go according to his wishes. He pushed Liz into dating him after meeting her on the 90 Day, The Single Life, and fans watched the romance crash and burn even before season 1 reached its finale. Liz was resistant, but shockingly agreed to be Big Ed's girlfriend, and then kept coming back to him more than a dozen times. Fans believe Liz was low on self-esteem and was love bombed by Big Ed into thinking he was the best she could ever have. Liz had been married twice before meeting Big Ed, and her latest relationship before him had allegedly been toxic and abusive. Liz may have seen Big Ed as a saint compared to her ex, but that didn't mean she couldn't see his negative traits the 15 times, let me say that again, 15 times after that. The times that they split, that is. Liz's devotion to Big Ed has forever confused viewers, and I'm one of them. Some theories even suggest that Liz was faking it with Big Ed to make it big, and I've heard that as well. Now, why Liz agreed to date Big Ed on the 90 Day, The Single Life. Liz was impressed by the different side of Big Ed. When Liz started dating Big Ed on Single Life season 1, most viewers wondered why she was with him despite having known he had treated Rose on before the 90 days. The way he treated her was just really abhorrent, and I'm so glad. It looked like Rose is doing much better in her life too. Let's continue. Liz revealed that it was actually due to her daughter, Riley, that she had fallen for Big Ed. Liz told Entertainment Tonight about how she didn't get along with Big Ed when she first met him. That's a big brag. But they became friends when her restaurant was opening again after the pandemic, and Liz started to get to know him better. Big Ed showed Liz his sweet side by giving Riley stickers and gifts because that's the way to win somebody's heart, right? Let's move on. Liz saw a different side to Big Ed, which most people don't get to see. She was spending time with Big Ed after her shifts, and she was just getting out of her abusive relationship with her ex, and Big Ed spent all his time at her restaurant. When they started dating, Big Ed always made sure Liz was eating and made sure he had her coffee. He kept a bubble bath ready for her every night after she got home from work, and he massaged her feet, and made her feel like a queen. How times have changed, apparently. How times have changed. Now, why Liz and Big Ed broke up the first time. The chilling details of their first split revealed. Liz had captioned a now deleted post, "Even though our paths have led us our separate ways, you'll always be a great memory. Enjoy the rest of the season," with a broken heart emoji in May 2021 to announce her first breakup with Big Ed. 90 Day The Single Life was yet to reveal their split, so Liz's post was a spoiler. Liz revealed that one of the reasons behind their split was that Big Ed kept posting photos with young girls and his trips. He once drunkenly shared a video of what he's looking for in his next woman. Liz had already unfollowed Big Ed, and she said she was allowed herself to live her life publicly or in private without living in someone else's shadow. She didn't feel the need to be respectful towards Big Ed. A leaked audio call via 90 Day Couple between the couple showed how furious Big Ed was when Liz dropped a co-worker home. She had asked for his permission, and Big Ed had started calling Liz stupid and that she was messed up in her head. She kept pleading with him to stop disrespectfully speaking to her and belittling her, but he kept using offensive language. And see, one thing about individuals like Ed and any others who usually tend to be with someone in this mode, when they tend to have relationships with people, if you happen to notice, when they are made aware of that the person has been in a abusive relationship, they tend to carry some of the same kind of traits in that relationship with them. In other words, they seem to continue on that pattern, and it's always after you've kind of gotten yourself comfortable. It's very unfortunate, but it seems to happen quite often, and I see that that's what it kind of was here in this situation as well. So let's move on. Big Ed had canceled. We ain't jumping over none of that stuff here. Where are we at here? Yeah, there we go. That's what we want. Big Ed had canceled his wedding with Liz. Now, I think he's done that a couple of times, but I think this is going to cover the most recent time. So let's get into it. The taco pasta gate saved Liz. This is the last one. Big Ed and Liz have split over 14 times since their first breakup. The first time they got back together was when Liz reached out to Big Ed following his dog's Teddy's death. They rekindled their romance several times since then and even decided to get married. Big Ed and Liz's wedding invite was leaked online in early 2023, and fans expected the couple to marry in August of 2023. Big Ed felt disrespected when Liz called her out in front of his family for asking her 10-year-old to stop acting like a baby and eat the spicy taco pasta he had made. Yeah, yeah. The first thing Big Ed did after the fight was to leave the house at night and call off their wedding, which is something that, Big Ed used to do. He used to always use this guilt kind of mentality. And matter of fact, him and Liz were also on that last resort, which is the first of that particular segment of the franchise. And it was good. I honestly didn't think they were going to make it at the end, but they did. Hence why they're on this current season show right now. But it really was over. Sometimes I think before it began when it comes to them. Let's continue. He didn't even have the decency to inform Liz about it. Liz had found out when she received a text message from the wedding officiant who was saying he was sorry that the wedding was called off. And to me, that's like no better than people back in the late 90s who would have the nerve to break up with someone over a Post-it note or a sticky note. It's the same kind of concept. I mean, I think that Ed would do things, honestly, just to get under her skin, to really kind of drive in that wedge with them. And it was just such a toxic situation to watch. Very toxic. And quite frankly, Ed is just too big for that. I mean, too old for that. We'll just stick with that. Liz was caught off guard, naturally. This fight wasn't as big as compared to any of their past arguments. But Liz knew Big Ed had got cold feet and was looking for an excuse to avoid marrying her. She accused him of being a coward and a weakling, and maybe that was good for her to really get it out. Liz still wanted Big Ed to take her back. Interesting. So Liz couldn't envision a future without Big Ed. And see, this is what happens sometimes when you're in the connection of toxic relationships. You can't see yourself outside of that person in that relationship. Maybe sometimes not even recalling that maybe before you met them, how you were before then. Now, if you were in her situation, she was in an abusive relationship, right? So maybe it wasn't the best element. But for those individuals who may have been thriving before they got into a relationship and then things kind of went downhill in that relationship, you kind of reminisce on what it was to not be in that relationship. And just know that you will survive. You will survive. However, Liz didn't want to give up even after Big Ed canceled the wedding. Now, mind, just in front of everybody, right? Everyone now sees this happening and she's still thinking that I might have some opening here for him. Oof. Let's continue. She cried on camera and told the producer she wanted to be with Big Ed. She didn't know what she was going to do next. Now, mind you, if I can remember correctly, they were in Arkansas. And originally they started out in San Diego. And Liz had herself a restaurant opportunity with a partnering restaurateur in order to run that particular restaurant in San Diego, because they were looking for a home to kind of move in together, because of course, they lived separately in the beginning. And it was a bit trying to get, a home together. Things were very costly. And so it wasn't as easy to get into that. But at the same time, Liz seemed to be on the ups when it came to the professional side of things. And so when I heard that she was back on the season and they had moved to Arkansas, I was like, oh my gosh, she literally left everything that she was establishing for herself and her daughter in San Diego for this. So yeah, it was just really disheartening, but let's continue. She wasn't done fighting for their relationship yet. Liz had gone to meet Big Ed, where he told her he wanted to be single and work on his career. I don't know what career he's talking about, but okay. I don't watch the show. If you still do, drop that down. Maybe you can tell me what career it is that he's doing. He had fallen in love with Liz, but Liz only had Big Ed on her mind. She didn't know her future and had a loving boyfriend like Jason in it. So yes, that falling out of love, two can play that game, right? So Liz got comfortable with the situation. Naturally, she did. If she was with him for 14 breakups, she had gotten too comfortable. Liz revealed why it was so hard for her to leave. So she shares with ET in an interview that, I think once you get comfortable in a situation, it's hard to leave. She explained that she kept paying rent on an apartment in San Diego after moving to Arkansas, which that was smart, thinking she had a backup in case anything ever went wrong. However, she gave up that apartment 1 month before the wedding, and that's when Big Ed split with her. So that's where the mess up happened. So it kind of was a lot thrown in her face. And, you kind of wonder, was this a conversation she had with Ed? Did she let him know that she was, leaving the apartment, and then, just conveniently decided that would be a good time, while she's out and, and just butt out, if you will, in this situation? I tell you, yeah. Ed needs to be by himself for maybe the foreseeable future, a long time anyways. So it kind of was a lot for her, and it was thrown in her face. Liz also spoke about the criticism she received from fans about her relationship, and it made it difficult for her to watch him slip away. So it just added more fuel to the fire and more sadness to the situation. Liz had said that she and Big Ed were attacked and bullied so much in their relationship by people who thought their love wasn't real when it really was. She wanted the relationship to work so she could rub it in her critics' faces. Liz kept fighting for the relationship, and for Big Ed, she was aware that some fans also called her a gold digger. However, she was the only one who had a stable job during the 3.5 years that she was together with Big Ed. And now Liz is done fighting for Big Ed. And I'm so glad that she's done fighting for him and fighting for herself, because that's what needs to happen. And so I'm glad about that. Now, we are not ready for you. Yes, this is what we're ready for. We're ready for this kind of interesting coupling. So Liz had saw Big Ed for the last time when they filmed the 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. I do wonder if she's going to make her way back to the reunion. I'm pretty sure she will, because I think everybody's going to be waiting for her on that. And I probably will tap back in during the reunion show. So anyways, tell all, let's go back. Liz saw Big Ed for the last time when they filmed the 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever happily ever after, tell all, which presumably happened in February of 2024. She has no interest in returning to him or talking to him ever again. Liz is focusing on herself, her goals, her boyfriend, her health at the moment. Her life has no place left for Big Ed's toxicity anymore. Liz couldn't be happier than she is now. She's finally receiving the love she wanted and has already officially introduced Jason Zuniga as her new boyfriend to fans, which we love to see it. And I'm happy for her. I mean, really, I am happy for her. I'm happy for her being able to take in the concept that she could do better, that she can have a second chance at love, third chance, fourth chance, fifth chance, 15th chance. The chance that she was with Big Ed wasn't the chance to take, right? She had 14 opportunities to make that decision. But, sometimes the heart wants what the heart wants. And sometimes the heart wants what it wants through the level of unhealed issue and traumas, and you have to get past that. So I do hope that this new relationship for Liz, that she will find the strength and confidence that she needs to have within herself. I would say that for my thoughts, that it definitely, in what I feel, my opinion, you may have something else that you want to say differently. Feel free to drop that down in the comment section. I feel that you should definitely take the time to really work on yourself and work on those things that are insecurities for you, because there was a lot of insecurities in their relationship as well on both sides. And sometimes insecurity could just simply be that I am still staying in this relationship and not moving beyond this. And that is an insecurity that can lead you to going into more relationships, and not succeeding in those either. So I do hope that this is a turning point for Liz, considering that is watching as well and paying attention and watching through the eyes of her parents and the relationships that they're in, that this is what and how and what it looks like when you are in one. And I think it is very important for Liz to really take stock in making sure that the people that she does bring into her life, especially in the relationship department, that they are of a certain caliber that is really, a person that should be in the life of her and her daughters, and should show good example of what it means to be in a healthy relationship. Leave the toxicity behind, leave it behind, leave it behind, leave it behind. There's so many things that you can do to really alleviate yourself from a lot of these situations. And maybe the biggest one of all is to stop blowing past the red flags, stop blowing past the things that are not working. Sometimes you may get into a relationship, it seems fine, and things start to, kind of combust, and then you move on, and that's okay, that's life. But continually going back and forth for year after year, or breakup after breakup after breakup after breakup, there may be a time there that says, we need to step back and really look and see if this really is a relationship for us. Maybe we step back for years to come and bring it back again full circle, like one of my favorite couples has done, but they've done it successfully because they were able to move on from each other. Well, maybe not those totally emotionally, but moved on and practiced and moved on into doing better for themselves. And I want that for Liz too. I want that for anybody that's in a relationship that's not working currently and is looking for opportunities to do better in that field, in that area for themselves. You got to heal yourself first, whatever that may be, and don't look at a relationship to bring that healing to you. It can be an after effect. This is my thoughts, an after effect of a healed situation, but it cannot be another cog, if you will, to hold on to establish that for yourself. So yeah, we're happy for Liz though. We are happy. So congratulations to her. Drop those down in the comment section if you like. Thank God she's escaped the situation with Big Ed. I do hope Big Ed finds who he needs, but I think Big Ed needs to find some healing himself. I know he had shared that he was going counseling, but it's not working clearly. And counseling and therapy can only work if you choose to use the steps, right? So there it is. But we wish him well as well. And I guess we'll be on to the next for him. I kind of feel like he might try to find his way back onto the single life again. We'll see. If it will work out for him the next time around. So that'll do it for that portion of this story and that part of the video. We're going to move on to the next controversial couple that shouldn't be together either. Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. You see them. Now, I have done a few videos on them. So of course, if you have not gotten a chance again to see those videos, go ahead and check them out on the platform. I mean, it's just their relationship in a nutshell and all of the unfortunate things that keeps going on and on. I don't really know what's going on with this relationship, to be honest with you. I don't really know the motivation, the reason. I don't get it. Is it truly just because he just wants a green card, being Michael? I don't know if that's what it is. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't, But oh my gosh, sometimes you just gotta let it go. Sometimes you just gotta let it go. And this relationship here is not serving anybody. So yeah, even the good TV isn't enough for this. So let's go ahead and get into this travesty of a relationship that I hope is coming to an end soon. Of course, according to In Touch Weekly, 90 Day Fiance's Michael storms off after Angela involves hotel security in the argument. Now, if you go back to the last video that I did, I think it was like about 10, 12 days ago. So on the platform, it was discussing what was immediately happening at that time. Angela and Michael, there were some accusations placed upon that she said that she was going to go and actually contact the government for. And this, I believe, is in that same vein of time, maybe right after that conversation in that hotel. So same episode, just carrying it on. If you saw that, drop that down in the comment section. If you're watching, let me know. I'd love to know. So let's go ahead and continue. I tell you. 90 Day Fiance star Michael walked away from his wife Angela after she got security involved in one of their arguments. Michael, 35, and Angela, 57, bickered over a suspicious group chat on his phone during the Sunday, June 23rd episode. Exactly. This is what that situation was happening at the time. This is kind of like the aftermath of that. This was an episode of the 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After, currently going on right now. She soon asked security to get involved, which led him to storm out of their hotel. Not only was he leaving Angela behind, but she also had his phone as he left the property. Enough is enough, he reportedly told himself amid the altercation. Meanwhile, Angela said she was really concerned about Michael during a confessional and claimed she's never seen him act like this. I think we need a break right now. I didn't get married for a long time for a reason. And this is why, she continued, implying she believes Michael only married her so that he could obtain a visa to the U.S. After the investment I put into this marriage, the love I've given him, it's so embarrassing trying to trust him over and over after finding out he lies. Michael was seemingly done with Angela and said he didn't care anymore, adding that his wife could rid the visa and end the process. I'm a person that I hardly get angry, but when I get angry, that's it. I know what she has done, he explained. All she thinks about is that I am after the visa. No, Michael said. He then stated in a confessional that he feels like Angela regularly accuses him of acting shady. He continued, I'm getting tired of it. There's nothing I'm hiding here or hiding there. Fans have watched Michael and Angela finalize the details of their years-long visa journey during season 8 of the 90 Day Fiance Happily Ever After. Their initial attempt to obtain a K-1 visa was denied, though they changed their plan to pursue a spousal visa after they tied the knot in 2020. During the June 16 episode, Angela said she was convinced Michael was scamming and embezzling money from her after she went through his phone. The argument escalated when she threatened to report him to the government amid his ongoing immigration process. While Michael finally arrived in the United States on December 23rd, 2023, the couple's drama ensued in February when Angela reported her husband was missing. And I did mention that in that last video as well. So more details are in that if you so wish to find that out. Michael had left everything here, she had said. I know that there's people probably thinking, oh, maybe he just left. But like nothing, not any ID, nothing to show his name on it, no clothing, not a toothbrush, she told her Instagram followers at the time, adding that she hadn't heard from him for 3 days. 0.00, no wallet, nothing. She then accused Michael of playing her to move to the United States and hinted she was planning to file for a divorce. The Nigerian native contacted police through a burner phone and was located 3 days later. And he had told the police that he was in fear of his life and that Michael didn't want Angela knowing his location. And that's what reports were sharing. So, it's been a real toxic relationship between the two of them. It's never really gotten any better. I could really count maybe on one hand how many times they seem to be legitimately happy, but it was always very short in time frame. In other words, it didn't last very long. It just was always an issue. There was always an argument, always a fight. I'm being scammed. You're being scammed. Allegations left and right. It was just always an issue. You're messing with girls. You're hanging out with girls. I'm getting texts from girls. You're hanging out on Instagram with girls. You're doing this and that. It's just on and on and on and on and on. And at the end of the day, the bottom line is this is a relationship that just should have never been in the first place. Hopefully, Angela and Michael will find their way to some sense of sanity. It's not really known exactly what's going to happen from this point on. I would imagine the tell all is going to be very revealing. So, this is why I want to check it out myself. I probably will take some time to kind of recap and review that here on the channel if you're interested as well. And, if you are watching, I'd like to know your thoughts because at this point, I kind of think I can wrap everything up with the season for them in the tell all. Obviously, there's always great details that you want to get by watching the show. But at this point, I'm just so not invested in every aspect of what it has to offer at this point. Maybe I'll change my mind. Who knows? Because again, there are still some couples that I would still watch in the future and would like to know what's going on. And quite frankly, it'd be nice to hear about couples actually progressing out of this process. But, neither here or there at this point. We'll just have to see what happens. But I think for this video that about does it, I am so glad that you were here. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and leave a like on your way out. And if you are new here and you have not subscribed yet, I hope that you will. I wish that you would. So that way you can go ahead and be part of the community, part of our family. I would so love to have you here. I really want to know your thoughts. So respectfully leave those down in the comment section. Let me know what you think about Anny and Robert's great news of their new bundle of joy happening upon here in November. So happy for them. And also, what are your thoughts about Ed and Liz? Do you think it's finally over? Do you think that she's seen the light? Do you think that Ed is probably said, you know what, that's my last time and I'm going to go on and move forward as well? I would love to know your thoughts about that. And what do you think about her moving on with her new relationship? It seems like she's happy right now. So let's hope that that will continue. There's also been some pictures that, and also I shared here, that she is obviously introduced her new man Jason to her daughter. So let's hope that everything is the way it should be. All should be copacetic. And hopefully this is a better new lease on life relationship wise for Liz, and that healing has been really her priority along with her daughter, and nothing else other than that. So we do wish her well. So leave those thoughts below, and also your thoughts about Michael and Angela. I mean, at the end of the day, they're a train wreck. That's just what it is. There's no ways getting around it. It's a relationship that's not going to ever work out. It just can't. At the end of the day, there's so much mustering and so much been said. At some point, like Michael says, I get tired, I get burnt out. It is what it is. And, he is here in the States. I don't know what this is going to mean for his situation, just because they do decide to get a divorce, because I think annulment actions is out of the question. But just a divorce doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be able to, be forced to be sent back to his home country. So, will Angela be able to be okay with that concept of just moving on and be okay with the fact that, she did bring him here and she had ample opportunities not to do so, but this is what she did, is a choice she made. And so, at the end of the day, you can't control every aspect of everything. Sometimes there's unintended consequences to some of the actions that we do. And I just wish them all well. And I definitely will be following the story. So as things come about, I'll be sharing them as I see them, and getting your take is real important to me as well. I'd love to know it. So yeah, at that point, I think I'm going to bid you adieu. Make sure you have those notification bells on, because I have another video that's going to be popping up here in a couple hours or so as well. More topics, more conversation to be had. So I hope you are doing well, and I hope to see you soon next time. Bye.